Hi, this is Rob Warlow, author of Loan Sharp, Get the Business Finance You Deserve. You know, when I'm speaking to business owners and I ask them the question, can you tell me what's the key challenge that you're facing in today's environment? Invariably, the answer that comes back is poor cash flow. Cash flow really is the lifeblood of your business. It can make or break your business, and so you need to manage very carefully that precious resource called cash. There's been much research done and constant research done on the issue of late payment and how it affects small businesses. And on average, when business owners are asked how quickly are they paid, they'll tend to say that although they give very clear terms of say 30 days, it tends to happen that for the smaller businesses, they won't actually get payment for 25-26 days after the day when payment is due. So for example, if your terms are 30 days, many business owners say they don't get paid for 25-26 days after that due date. In other words, 55 to 56 days after business is first done. For those businesses that tend to deal with larger corporate businesses, and by the larger corporates, I tend to mean those ones employing more than 500 people. If you tend to deal with those type of businesses, then the experience shows that the time that the money is paid over after due date is anything up to 35 days after terms. So again, if you're on a standard 30-day terms, you'll tend to find that 35 days after that, or 65 days in total, is how long you're waiting for your money. Now, that's a long time to wait and has a big impact on cash flow, especially for small businesses. So if you suffer from poor cash flow, what can you do in order to make sure you alleviate or lessen the risk within your business? Well, here are 3 tips for you to take away and to action into your business. My first tip is to be very, very clear and firm with your clients when telling them what your terms of trade are, the basis on which you wish to do business. Saying it's 30 days, it's making it very clear in your contracts and during your initial discussions that your terms are 30 days. Nothing more, 30 days. Also, when you're issuing the invoices, make sure it is very clear on the invoices what your terms are. 30 days. Nothing more, 30 days. So it's all about being clear and firm with your clients. The second tip I've got for you is about chasing for payment. Again, when you speak to many small business owners like I do, I'll ask them, when do you start chasing for payment? And invariably they will say on the 31st day or day 1 after payment is due. But here's a little tip for you. You really should start chasing your debtors on day 25 or day 20. In other words, 5 to 10 days before the invoice is due. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, there are 2 reasons. By picking up the phone on day 20 or day 25, you're sending a very clear message to your clients of how importantly you treat the issue of payment. So very quickly they'll get a feel that you don't mess about when payment is concerned. The other reason for doing it is to make sure that you iron out any misunderstandings the client may have immediately. It may have happened to you that when you rung up a customer to chase an invoice payment, they've turned around and said, "I'm glad you've rung, because when we opened that consignment, there was something wrong with one of the packages. So let's have a chat about that and let's see if we can put this right." So you've lost the opportunity to get payment because you're back into negotiation mode and discussion with the client. The other reason that many business owners will give as an excuse for not making the payment when it is actually due is very simple. They'll give that old hackneyed excuse, "Which invoice are you referring to? Don't think I remember seeing that one. Can you send me a copy, please?" And so again, the cycle has to start, and you're the one sat back waiting for the cash. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to have a clearly documented credit management policy. Now, your policy lays down the way you do things around here. When you issue invoices, when you start chasing, what letters go out after certain trigger dates, all very clear and concisely laid out. This not only helps clarify the position in your mind as to how you personally see payment, but if you have employees and staff, it also sends a clear message to them. It sets a culture within the business about how importantly you treat cash and payment. So there we are, 3 quick things that you can do. Be very clear and firm with your clients as regards your payment terms. Chase up early, well before due date, to make sure any excuses or problems are ironed out immediately. And thirdly, a clear credit management policy which sets the culture within your business on how you want payments handled. So there we are, 3 quick ways that you can put into practice today to make sure you can speed up the flow of that very precious resource called cash. Thanks very much for listening. I look forward to sharing another idea with you shortly.